Put a one in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to get in here. Couple of minutes to get in here. All right, guys, good morning, good afternoon, it's after 12. So we're on a lunch break at the YSL trial. I don't know if they went back in. I have left the court for the day. I wanted to see some of the continuation of testimony by Mr. Zachary, Mr. Quantavious Zachary. And yes, he got on the stand pretty early. There was some discussions regarding motions in limine and other motions that the defense team wanted to put forth to the judge before the trial started or reconvened. I think I'm sure Mr. Still wanted the judge to rule in his favor, but of course she didn't once again, based on the law and how she called the shots on that. So Quantavious is an interesting witness. He's testified that he has ADHD and amongst other things. He's on drugs, he's on prescription drugs, and he doesn't have a recollection. Not the judge, but Adrian Love, DA Love, proffered to the judge that this witness is pretty much not being candid to the court. And you listen to him testify, and it does appear that he has recollection on some things and then he doesn't have on other things. And, and the fact that he's on the witness stand testifying under, being under drugs or prescription medicine, don't know what the effect that will have on him, but it got pretty testy, to say the least. He accused DA Love, which I know he's just playing in her face, of them having some type of relationship, which that was, he's trying to come up. I guess he's not trying to come up with a new t-shirt line, because I heard the father has a hat line now with one of the sayings that the son said on the stand. But then it got interesting when they asked him about how many guns did he was able to shoot at one time, and I think he said he was able to shoot 2 or 3 guns at one time. And then when DA Love asked him to demonstrate that, how he would do that in front of a juror, and he said he didn't want to do it. And then the judge said that if you say you can do it, demonstrate to the jurors. And then he just said no, he was just lying. He was lying. He couldn't do it. But I thought that would be interesting for him to demonstrate with those 2 very powerful weapons. When he was that young, 10 years ago, they was able to hold 2 firearms at one time. He also testified that when they asked how many guns do you own, he said he owns 100. He owned 100 guns. I don't know how that's gonna play in front of the jurors and how they perceive that type of evidence. But then when it came to Adrian Love, kept on mentioning, did he have dreads back in 2015? And I believe she was saying that because he probably didn't have dreads, and she was trying to get to the jurors that the only person in the courtroom right now with dreads is Shannon Stillwell. Well, he said Shannon wasn't there, but it did appear that she believed that it was Shannon that was with him along with his other buddy. And I don't know, it was just another day of back and forth with this witness who I don't think is going to be too relevant one way or the other. The fact that they had to get a material warrant for this guy to give testimony, and this is the type of testimony he's given, again, this just tells me this case is not that strong. And the longer they keep a witness like this on the stand, I think it will further harm the state's case. But we'll see how it plays out. Let me tell you guys what happened this morning when I got there in the morning. I'm gonna paint a picture for you so people can understand that your boy ain't just making stuff up. So I get there at around 8:45 this morning. I go to checkpoint. As I do whenever I come in, I go to checkpoint, let them check my bags, and then go in. This morning, I was told by the person at the checkpoint, "Oh, you gotta wait. You gotta wait to go in," because no one was there when I walked in, so I assumed it was 8:45. Maybe I'm the first one. Well, I wasn't the first one. When I looked at the sign-in sheet for media, I saw 2 individuals sign in. The pool camera, Maurice, and Sylvia signed in. So then she tells me I had to wait to go in until, I won't tell you I had to wait to go until everyone, quote unquote, was in the courtroom. I said, wait a minute, I have equipment to set up as well. Why you have me wait outside to set up my equipment? They said, well, let me go check with the lieutenant. So she goes checks with the lieutenant. The lieutenant comes outside. Oh no, the lieutenant stays inside. She checks with the lieutenant. Then she comes back out and says to me, oh, she said you could come in. So the minute I walk in, we have a role for media. You know who's sitting in that seat blocking my ability to move in, so she's blocking it. So the lieutenant walks over to me, so I said, where do you want me to sit at? He said, sit where you normally sit. Well, where I normally sit is in the front. So that's not where I normally sit at. So then I look, then she says to me, why do you have a frown on your face? Why are you worried about the frown on my face? What does it have to do with you giving me direction on where I sit at? So I just walked around and I didn't even respond to it because it was an asinine question to ask someone when it's my expression. You question me about my expression. Grown man. You're questioning a grown man about my expression. Why do you have a frown on your face? Are you going to do something to fix the frown? Or should I have a happy face? I don't understand what that was all about. In any event, I took my seat. IS has her stuff lined across the seat. She knows I need to sit down to be in front of the witness stand. So I sit down. I sit on a portion of a piece of a book that, whatever it was, that shouldn't even been there. She could have moved it on the other side, but she put it there for a reason. In any event, the lieutenant says, oh, Mr. Bryan, don't sit on the stuff. Wait a minute, hold on. I didn't know it was there. Okay, no harm, no foul. It wasn't intentional. In any event, I sit there, I set my camera up. Then she says some words. The minute I walk in the courtroom, I'm recording everything. Everything's documented. So it won't be that didn't happen, no. The minute I walk in that courtroom, everything's recorded. Because that's what my rules for, to record the courtroom. When I walk in that room, I'm recording whatever is allowed to record. And that's the witness to understand the courtroom, with the exception of one special door. In any event, I'm sitting there recording. Then I see, I'm just gonna give him a name. I can give him a name, Sergeant Tattletale. I'm gonna give him Sergeant Tattletale. First Amendment protection of speech. You don't like the way the jurors are being called names, but I'm gonna call him Sergeant Tattletale. So he comes out from the jury area, and the law clerk for the judge, which never happens. The law clerk for the judge never stands in the back of the courtroom. There's no reason. She works for the judge. She sits at the judge's in front of the judge. So this is my belief. He probably manufactured something. It said to the judge, and this time he wants to bring the judge's law clerk as a witness. This is what this is the only logical reason why she would be there, because she's never there. And I don't know what was represented to her, but I know that she's never sitting there. Again, I watch the whole courtroom. I know what people's positions are in the courtroom. So I see them. I see her in the back first. She's standing in the corner, to the far corner in the back, and I'm watching my surroundings. Then she moves over to the door Ingrams moves over to the door, and they don't know I'm catching up, looking right directly at me from behind. So I'm like, okay, so apparently she might have believed that I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing as it relates to covering the trial. But he wanted to have her there so it won't be a he say, she say. It was nothing going on. These are the little games that is being played in the courtroom when I'm a member of the press trying to cover the trial. It was Sergeant Tattletale that lied and put himself on Front Street. And I only obliged him. So they came over, they stood there for a minute. Meanwhile, I'm two cameras, one covering my back and one covering my front. Sergeant Tattletale, you understand that? You was a Marine. You understand what we do to protect our surroundings. So after probably about 10 minutes, she leaves. Then he walks back to the front. But antagonizing a member of the press is probably not the smartest thing because, unlike you, no slight to you, I really do this. I really do this. And I document this. And meanwhile, the individual over here, we know who she is. If you remember, I had to fight to make sure that person was okay. I had to fight to make sure that person was okay. But in any event, we got the footage that we needed for the day. The parties that need to be apprised about what's going on are apprised about what's going on. Just respect the media, and everything else is good. Well, respect the member of the press. Everything else is good. I'm gonna read some comments. It's hot out here. I can't even see the screen that much. Hold on. The sun is, oh my goodness. You know what I should do? Hold on, stand by. Stand by, let me. Had to wear the special cufflinks today. Hold on a second, that should work, okay. Hold on guys, yeah, that should work. Let's see, that should work better, hold on. Okay, hold on, stand by. Okay, here we go. All right. So why am I outside? Court's going on, because I'm heading to my next courtroom. I'm not there in YSL all day. I'm not in YSL all day. I'm in there for the portion that I need to be in there for. I'm not in there all day. So that's why I'm not in the courtroom. What's going on, family? Am I a Diddy supporter? Oh my goodness. You know I ain't answering that question. I'm very disappointed in these charges against Diddy, like many of you are, that have covered him for many years. Hold on a second. I'm blocking the camera, hold on. Thank you. Ooh. I mean, when the sun is hitting me, let me see, I gotta find some shade here. Let's see. Okay. I'm blocking it. Ooh. No, I ain't trying to cut it off. No, I'm not trying to cut this off. Hold on. Am I sure? No, I'm not sure. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. I must hit the button. Okay. I have to go into another courtroom in a few minutes. I have to be in another courtroom. I think YSL's covered pretty much right now. I need to get one of those screens that will cover up the front of my camera when I'm outside in the sun, because this shield, because this is not easy reading the comments. All right, guys, I'm gonna hit you guys up in the next 15 minutes. I'll be in another courtroom. Peace and love. Okay. Okay, now I can see. All right. Yeah. Yeah, now I can see. Okay. All right, guys, I'll see you in a minute. I'm out.